Hello everyone, this is the Stallion76. This video, as well as all of the videos that you have seen recently, will be posted on several different video sites. This particular video, I wanted to discuss something that I've been seeing talked about, biblical. A lot of people have been having videos and arguments about, is slavery condoned? Is it God approved in the Bible? Is it this? Is it that? People have been throwing verses back and forth to show that there's some really awful slavery condoned by God in the Bible. And I think anybody that's ever read the Bible would agree that slavery is rampant throughout the Bible. Not only is it considered immoral or it's considered bad, and the Bible in a lot of ways basically takes away that equality of humanity. Because it's clear that the Jews are considered the chosen people throughout the story, and all these people who are taken as slaves are usually Gentiles or pagans and stuff. And the reason why they were taken as slaves is because they were pagans and they idolized and worshipped other gods. So God, of course, according to the story, sent his men in, his chosen prophets and apostles, and they murdered and raped and pillaged and burned homes down, killed mothers and fathers and families, kept children, kept virgins for themselves. And I mean, we could go on all fucking day about this. Anybody who's intellectually honest would admit that in the Bible, slavery is encouraged, it is condoned, and it is actually propagated by the very God that Christians and Jews worship. Hell, it's even done by the Muslims. And they may not like to hear that. They might not like to admit that slavery as well as murder and rape and destruction has been throughout the thing. Now, a Christian and a Muslim can always pick out little parts of stories where something positive might have been said here or there, and then they think that that one or two verses that they throw out is going to take care of the 90% of the Bible that says otherwise or different. But as most atheists and agnostics know, I don't eat that bullshit, and why should you? There's something else about slavery that's very interesting. Slavery hasn't just affected people throughout history, such as the blacks who were taken into slavery, sold by their own people, and then sent over here to be beaten and smashed and slapped around, their kids sold off to other people. Slavery has affected every single one of us. And you're probably thinking, my goodness, Brad, how is that? We haven't been whipped with whips. We haven't been spanked, have we? No, but people have lost their jobs. People have been hurt. People have been killed because of this slave-type mentality of the world. People are ridiculed. People are divided. People are separated. And some people go through more mental anguish than what a whip would do to your ass if you were beaten with it. There's people out there who are a slave to their own desires. There are people out there who are a slave to their own belief system. There are atheists out there who are slaves to society. They actually are forced in their mind to hide and keep their mouth shut, to hide away and not allow their parents to know who they really are. There are atheists out there who are actually slaves in the political arena, where there are a lot of atheists, I'm sure, who are political activists and leaders who will not admit that they too are skeptic or they have doubts in religion and belief systems. Almost everybody in the world's a fucking slave. Even when it comes to employment, there's people out there who get jobs that they know they're not going to enjoy, that they know that they're not going to like, but they do it because there's consequences if you don't work for the man. If you don't bust your ass, if you don't get out there and fucking carry boxes or cut grass or fucking build buildings or do whatever it is that you have luckily been hired to do, you're basically a fucking slave. You're a slave. You're a slave that makes minimum wage. You're a slave that makes a little bit more than the average man. You're a slave that's middle class. And you're a slave of the rich. You're the slave of the poor. It's like this. It's like this even in entertainment. If actors don't say one thing or they don't do one thing, or this person doesn't dress this way or dress that way, or a person doesn't walk this way or fucking talk this way or sing that goddamn way, then they simply don't make it. Everybody has to fit into this stupid-ass fucking cubicle that has all these little shapes around it, and if you don't fit just right, you're out. You're an outcast. You are a slave to the mentality, to the fucking machine that destroys and rolls over everybody. And it's sad. We see it in the Bible, and we see all those things, and we go, my goodness, it's horrible. It's horrible the way their culture did things. It's horrible the way they mistreated their women, their children, and their families, and their friends. It's fucking ridiculous. Circumcisions, sacrifices, and all this shit, blood dripping on the Golgotha. I mean, it just goes over and over. But then when you think about it, you realize that society hasn't really fucking changed at all, has it? It hasn't got any better. There are still people out there who are indentured servants. There are people who are living on the fucking street because they didn't want to live by the rules of society. They didn't want to have to work for the man. There are people out there who did work for the man, but they got their back broken or their fucking spleen, and they can't work anymore, so now they're disabled, and now they have to be a slave to Social Security and the government and disability or whatever they pick up. It's sick. And a lot of people are convincing themselves nowadays that somehow they're free. They're free to talk. They're free to say what they want. They're free to move. They're free to just do whatever the fuck they want. From what I see and what I know, when I was born, I didn't have a choice in that. I didn't have a choice in what I was going to be called. I didn't have a choice in the fucking schools I got to go to whenever I was a young person. I didn't get a choice in the books that I always wanted to see because the school had its certain type of books, and I had adults telling me what I couldn't read and what I could read. I had adults telling me what I could watch, what I could see, yada, yada, yada. Is it no shocker or no surprise that people are brainwashed into religion? Is it no surprise that from what we see in the media and what we see and what we hear affects our every fucking move? We're a slave to our own goddamn invention. It's ridiculous. We have created the master, and we have handed him the whip and said, beat us here, beat us there. Hell, make us look like striped tigers if you want to. And we have learned how to become a good slave to the master. We have learned how to bow down, kiss ass, suck dick, just the way we're supposed to. So when I hear about this stuff about the Bible, I would ask that people start thinking about what's going on today. Yes, the Bible's fucked up. You could argue about it all day. And I will probably do that myself, video after video after video. But what I'd like for people to do is look at what we got going on now. Look at how fucked up the future is. Look how fucked up things are going, and look how long it's going to take for shit to change unless people get off their ass and quit bowing to the man. Quit letting society and the world run people over and actually start doing something about it. Take the goddamn whip out of those motherfuckers' hands and start living your life the way it's supposed to, and quit worrying about what everybody else thinks and what they're doing. Thank you. You've been listening to The Stallion.